Hey guys, it's your boy Adrian and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over one of the most incredible dreams that I've ever had in my life. So this dream started with me on the top of a skyscraper. I stood right at the edge of it on the top floor looking out at a massive city. My heart started racing as I was looking out from where I was standing, and I knew if I fell from this height, I'd be dead. It was this feeling that made me realize that I was in a dream. As mentioned in my previous video, falling from a height was one of my most common nightmares. So when I was standing at the top of the skyscraper and I was worried about falling, it gave me the ability to realize that I was in a dream and to become lucid. So after realizing that I was in a dream, my first thought was, what am I going to do? Usually it's best to have a plan that you stick to, because you can possibly get carried away by what's happening in the dream when you aren't focused. I'll explain more about having a plan in future videos, but for this dream, something incredible was about to happen, so I didn't really need to stick to a plan. So at this current point in the dream, I realized that I was in the dream, I was standing at the top of the building, and I was looking out at the city beneath me. My vision was fixated in front of me, and I had not turned around yet to see what was going on behind me. Suddenly, I felt a tap on my shoulder. And then I hear a voice that sounds very familiar. The voice said, "What are you waiting for? Let's go." I turn around to see who it is, and to my amazement, it is none other than the man who will become the king of the pirates, Monkey D. Luffy. This guy right here. Now remember, this dream was in real time. It was not an anime. So Luffy looked like a real person and his features were identical to what he looks like in the anime. He was my height, wearing the red top, yellow sash, and the blue shorts just like in the 2-year time skip. My body filled with joy and excitement. He told me to follow him. He stretched his arm out, grabbing the edge of another skyscraper that was really far away from us. He pulled himself to the top of the skyscraper and looked back at me while laughing. He yelled to me from the other skyscraper saying, "What are you waiting for? Come on." I had no idea what to do because I was terrified of making any attempt to get to that same building the way that he did. My mind filled with fear and doubt. What was I going to do to follow him? I could not jump that far. I could not stretch my arms like he could. Maybe I could make it if I took a running start or something. Maybe I could just ask him to pull me over. I didn't know what to do. He looked at me with a huge smile on his face and he said, "Just do what I did." So I thought to myself, how the hell am I going to do what he does? He has the gum gum fruit and I don't have any powers. And it was this thought that made me remember that I was dreaming. I got so caught up in the fear of the height and being with Luffy that I forgot that I was in a dream. Luffy said to me while laughing, "You're free, just like me. Come over here." I looked at my right arm and thought to myself, do I just stretch my arm and it'll reach the building? So I tried it. I threw my arm behind me as hard as I could and I whipped it forward like I was throwing a punch. From the elbow downwards, my skin stretched, but it felt like more and more skin was being released. The best analogy that I could use to explain this is that my elbow was like the mouth of a hose releasing water, but my elbow was releasing more and more skin, however much I needed to stretch and reach that area that I wanted to go to. My hand grabbed the edge of the building and I felt the concrete on my fingers. I gripped it as hard as I could and I pulled myself with all my strength. I pulled myself to the building at a speed so fast that made me laugh because it was just unbelievable. Now I stood beside Luffy and he looked at me laughing, saying, "See, this is easy. You're just a baby. Let's keep going." He ran quickly and jumped off the edge of the building. In midair, he extended his arm and grabbed the edge of another building. He vaulted himself forwards and landed on the top of another building that was closer to the ground. This time, without hesitation, I followed him and I whipped my arm forwards, grabbing the edge of another building, but slowly lowering myself down towards the ground closer to where he was. He looked at me, laughed, and said, "It's so easy, isn't it?" I'm there with my heart racing, nearly crapping myself, and this guy's just laughing the whole time. We both look upwards and notice the underpass of a bridge right above us. This time he throws both of his arms upwards, grabs the edge of the bridge, and flings himself into the air, landing on the top of another building. He starts laughing again and says, "Come, the view is so nice up here." So I do the exact same thing he does. I fling both of my arms up, grab the edge of the bridge, and I pull as hard as I can and fling myself up into the air. As I'm falling down and about to hit the ground, I get scared because I think I'm gonna break my legs from the impact. I hit the ground hard, but my legs absorb all of the shock, and I'm perfectly fine. I am just amazed by this. Luffy looks at me with a huge smile on his face and he says, "Isn't this fun?" I look at the city and I breathe out a sigh of relief. He whips his arm out to go continue swinging around the city, and as I go to follow him, the dream ends. I wake up in my room and I feel my arms. They feel normal. I check both of my legs to make sure that they're okay. They're completely fine. I lay there in my bed for a few minutes, just taking in everything that happened. When I had this dream many years ago, I thought these three things. Did Luffy share his devil fruit with me in the dream? Was I able to do what he did because you can do anything in a dream? And does this mean that I can do anything in a dream? But thinking back on this dream now, I know that Luffy can have an effect on his surroundings and the bodies of others when he's in Gear 5, meaning that he could have shared his abilities with me in the dream. His abilities in Gear 5 are also limited to what he thinks he can and cannot do. And when you're in a dream, the person has that limitless creativity as well. So I just had to believe that I could stretch my body in the dream and then I could do it. So in my dreams, I can do anything as long as I think I can do it. It's like I'm Gear 5 Adrian while I'm dreaming. One of the other amazing things about this dream is that I was fully lucid during it. I had full control of my body and full control of my mind. I consciously made decisions in the dream. I felt everything that was happening. I felt my heart race with fear when I was doubting myself. I felt my skin stretch when I whipped my arms out. I felt my cheeks flapping when I was moving through the air. I felt the concrete in my hands and I felt my feet smash the ground. And I felt the joy and freedom of being around Luffy. This dream made me realize that you can, in fact, do anything in a dream. And it was because of this dream that I was able to do amazing things in other dreams as well. When you're dreaming, you are completely free and you're only limited to what you think you can do. When you're in your dreams, you are the Gear 5 version of yourself. That's it for today's video, but I want to know, what's the most amazing thing that you've ever done in your dreams? Let me know in the comments below. And if there's any topics that you guys want me to cover in a video, please let me know. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so we can keep on learning about dreams together. Until next time, guys, sweet dreams.